Hey, good evening. It's Mindset Explosion, Season 4, Episode 13. And tonight, very special episode, talking about a networking mindset. But we have got a lot to cover. So we'll be talking about some networking, a great charity that is involved in the new networking event that's coming up. Even though it's based in Gloucester, it's actually going to be live on Zoom. And Kelly and Juliet are here to talk a little bit about that. But first of all, let's get some introductions. Let's find out a little bit more about who's on tonight. Kelly, if you go first, Heart for Heroes.
Yep, sure. So I'm Kelly and I'm the founder of Heart Heroes. I founded Heart Heroes in 2018. We support children living with heart conditions and their families. We do this by organising events and get-togethers so the families can support each other.
Brilliant. And part of the networking event that is going to be started, it is business networking, is it, on Monday? That's a new networking event being launched off, but the money is going direct to Heart Heroes.
Sure. So
yeah,
the two first sessions are free, and then after that there's a small amount that can be paid monthly, and that comes straight to us, Heart Heroes.
Brilliant. And Juliet, what's your involvement?
Yes, so I will be supporting Kelly. So we'll be doing the networking together. And I started networking last October. So I own with my husband Newton Evans Builders, and decided to go on networking. And yeah, it's just opened up a whole new world for me, and I've met some fantastic people. So for me, it is a complete win-win. So I'm going to be supporting a fantastic charity, but also doing something which I really love, which is supporting local businesses and just meeting new people as well.
Yeah, and I think that's fantastic. I think one of the great things, I know we just talked off air about it, but the great things about networking, whether it be at a networking event, I do a lot of masterminds. I'm in a couple of masterminds, so it's the same thing. And I think you highlighted, and we'll probably talk about it, is that you get to meet like-minded people, other business owners. And even if it's not necessarily, because I always thought years ago that you had to, well, I'm probably not, how's my martial arts going to fit in here? They might come to me, but that's it. Now what? But I actually realized is that you start making new connections. You do make great friends. But Julia, I think you said it, is that sometimes as business owners, and Kelly, I know even though it's a charity, it's like, you're right, it has to, you kind of have to think of it like a business in a way, because you're trying to, you're doing the same thing. You're generating money in, you're trying to, get interest, or an understanding and awareness. So we're all kind of working together for that. And I didn't quite get it years ago. I do now, a lot more, but I feel that there's the massive advantage that it is when, as that owner, that person on your own, and you can feel like isolated, that you can get some great ideas. And Juliet, I think you said it was like you're a bit stuck. What was it you said?
Yeah, well, it's all of it. I think having it on Zoom, when you're working from home, it's going to be great because you can have that breakaway in the day. And also, if you have a problem with your business, sometimes you need other people's perspective, and you can go along and you can have an issue and you can be looking at that issue and mulling it over, and then somebody will go, "Oh, do this," or something else, and you'll be like, "Oh my goodness, why didn't I think of that?" So it's great because you're having all this advice from lots of different business owners who have gone through probably turbulent times or successful times over the past sort of year and a half, and you can all share your sort of business stories as well. And I think it would be great to encourage one-to-ones as well, so we can all get to know each other, not just on a business level, but also on a personal level. So I think, yeah, it would be great to just have lots of contacts with business owners, but also make friends as well.
Oh, brilliant. Is that kind of, do you feel the same way, Kelly?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, on the charities side of things, we do a lot of events, and we've got a charity ball, for instance. We've done it. We're due to do it to Knockout. So I see those as like real team building events, so that it's showing our local businesses, actually, you could come along and do something with your team and it be like a team building. So, but for me, yeah, definitely on a personal level, I love to connect. I love to support locally. You know, we're always looking for businesses for, you know, printing, marketing, that sort of thing. So I'd rather use somebody that I know than just going cold on a Google search, you know. So it's about, you know, getting to know the faces behind the businesses. And like you say, we're very much a business, you know, we're trying to get the money in. It's just obviously we're non-profit. So yeah, just trying to reach out and support where we can.
And I guess go on, Juliet, sorry.
Sorry, I was just going to say that I think also that there will be lots of business owners like myself who, being a building company, you think, oh my goodness, how's networking going to help? You know, seriously, that's not going to help. But it does. It really does. You'll be so surprised how many people from networking we're trying to help at the moment. And yeah, plumbers, electricians, all the sort of people that think, or florists, you know, that think, oh no, networking won't work for me. It does. It so does work. It works for any service provider, or it really does. Just come along and yeah, enjoy yourself.
And I guess like, even if at different times in business, you know, whatever it may, you know, wherever we're at, even it's just between the three of us, there's times when we do need something, or you know, I might be a bit more focused on, you know, females getting fit, or it could be males that just need some mental health, or it could be, you know, parents with children. So we do shift our focus around a little bit, say from my perspective, right? And I guess it's the same for yourself. Like Kelly, you just mentioned all these different events. So there's probably times when we need a certain type of person. They may not be at that networking event, but I bet you bottom dollar there's someone there that knows someone that can connect you to another person, right? Do you find that?
Isn't it? Yeah, it's the whole connecting people. You know, you might come to our event and great, get it done. You know, we've made connections, and then somebody might say to you, oh, do you know what? I could really do with a builder right now. You know, I need an extension. And they go, oh, funny enough, I went on this networking thing and there was Newton Evans, you know, so it's, you're not always presented with these businesses. So by coming to a network, you learn so much more about the local business world, if you like, you know. Yeah, and there's always somebody that needs somebody, you know. It's about solving problems, isn't it, for people that really didn't know they had a problem, that they couldn't find a builder, but there we are.
Yeah.
What I love as well is that I guess you're making the most out of the lockdown situation, and I know we're about to come out of it. And obviously it has to be on Zoom at the moment, and yeah, we know people are a bit tired of Zoom, but actually I think that's a great thing, because I know you've got a few people coming out of the county, and the thing is, the business world is so small, isn't it? You know, yeah, we want to support local, but also we sometimes do have to go out of county for certain services. It's just the way it is, isn't it? So I love the fact that this is actually quite open to pretty much, you know, anyone around to anyone, I guess, around the world, maybe, who knows? But you never know. But of course, it's great for, you know, great for local. So Kelly, with the charity, the Heart Heroes, is that I know you're local to Gloucestershire, but is it a local charity, or does it, you know, how does the funding, you know, work with that?
Yeah, so when we first set up, we cover the southwest basically, and we've just recently opened up some hubs. So basically what we do here in Gloucestershire, but we're in Bristol, Wales, Cornwall and Devon. But we've actually reached out now to the Charity Commission to basically just open it up further, because during the pandemic, we realised that there was a huge amount of families that needed our support, especially around the Midlands. So yeah, we're waiting for, you know, a report back on that, but that's our aim. So it is to be sort of UK wide, but not, you know, getting so big that we can't support our families. So yeah, that's our aim really, is to have more hubs around the UK. I
quite like that idea, and I know I've connected you with Julie Kent today. Hopefully, you know, you guys will be able to work something there. But when she came on, I think it was the first podcast I did for this year for season 4, and she talked a lot about local charity, and she wasn't knocking, say, the national ones, because they're all important. They all do some great work. I've benefited from it, from them, from my son. But something that really stuck home with me is that she said with the local ones, the money actually goes a lot further, and that's why I love the way you've the way you've set this up with the with the Heart Heroes, and now also Juliet is coming on board as well to bring us as into a networking event where it's going to just do it, like you said, it's a win-win situation really. And how do you support local families? What sort of things?
Well, obviously the past year we've had to take everything online, all our support for the children, for the parents, because what we do, we support the whole family. It's not just about the child, it's about the siblings, it's about the parents, it's about the grandparents, because they're all on the journey together. And actually, as onlookers, their journey is so much different to the children's. So, we do this by we've put on courses. Only the weekend we did a paint along where the families could come on, and they made some amazing art with an artist that came on and talked them through it. We have a monthly coffee morning in each area, so we have a Gloucester one and the others. We're looking at physically being able to do that, and we're hoping, fingers crossed, for May. And that's just, come and have a coffee, come and have a chat. The children get on and play, and it's nice for them to see other children experiencing the same thing with heart conditions. So, yeah, we had a residential planned for last year. We had 55 heart families all booked on to spend the weekend. But obviously we had to postpone that. So, yeah, it's just about just giving them space really to come together and sort of, we're very much their emotional well-being. So if there's anything that they're worried about or concerned about, they're able just to talk with like-minded people who will get it, because it is very isolating. Once you leave the hospital, it's not the medical support you need then, it's just the general support. So
yeah,
that's where we come in.
I totally get that. And I think, again, it's networking again. It's just on a different context, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is the emotional support. And I guess it's, unless you're on that journey, you're not really going to understand it so much. No. And Juliet, how did yours and the husband's business get involved?
Yeah, so basically, I've always wanted to try and help in some way. And my daughter, so she's one of the teenage volunteers, and I encourage anybody to do it because she absolutely loves it. She loves all the events that she goes to, and yeah, it's just lots of fun as well, and you're just supporting a really good charity. But yeah, I've always tried to think of ways that we can support not just the awareness. So for us to do this through the networking, I'm just doing a small little bit to help every week, I feel, just to put something towards the charity. Yeah, we've just also had a massive banners made to go up on scaffolding, which has got Heart Heroes on there. And it's also obviously got the networking symbol on there. So, because of being a building company, we can do big sort of advertisements like that, which hopefully that's going up in the sort of Abbeydale area where lots of people walk. So again, it's just creating that awareness. We're having it all over our t-shirts. They're just being made at the moment. We've got them on cups, just any sort of merchandise. I've got it on my signature. Just trying to do our little bit somehow, even if it is just that small bit, it all contributes. So yeah,
definitely. I think time, money's great for charities, but also it's the awareness, isn't it, that very much needed. Just coming back to the networking event then, so it launches on Monday. I don't want to big myself up, but I'm coming in to talk. So
Big yourself up. Yeah, who doesn't want to listen to you?
So each week, though, you've got some speakers that are coming on. So is that to kind of host it? How's the the speakers that you got? Who else is coming over the coming weeks? Tell us a bit more.
So the idea is that we want to have a nice intermix. So we are going to obviously ask businesses if they want to pitch. They can pitch. They're very welcome to do that. But we also thought it would be nice to have key speakers that come in from different areas as well to cover different service areas. So we've got the learning, haven't we, centre coming in. Is that the second week that they're coming in? And then we've also got somebody lined up, Cheryl Barnes from Cosmic Teapot. She's coming in to do as well about stress management, and she has actually got a corporate background, and she's designed some modules which you can purchase, and it's basically to help with your stress in management and with these times, and it's absolutely excellent. So really excited for her to come along as well. And we've got lots of other things in the pipeline. Kelly is bringing somebody, I think, with social media to help with social media and the marketing side as well. So we've got lots of people floating around. So yeah, it will be good. It will cover lots of different topics to hopefully help and give people advice with their business.
And I think after a few sessions as well, we'll get an idea of what people want to, who they want to listen to. It's not about what we think businesses need. We want to hear it from the businesses themselves, and if they say they want a certain topic covered, then we'll do our best to get somebody to, speak about that subject.
What are your tips for maybe someone that's never either done much networking or has ever been before?
So I have had some feedback already. Some people, obviously you're going to feel nervous. Everybody feels nervous. But it's just so short what you've got to do. It's just a small pitch to introduce yourself, just your business, sort of, who you are, what sort of help that you want, and just short and sweet. And there's nothing to be nervous about because everybody is in the same position. And like I said, I only started networking last October. And I was so nervous. My hands were shaking and everything, everybody feels that. But once you've done it once, that's it, and it's brilliant. And what you get back from it is absolutely amazing. I mean, the best networking group that I go to is the founder, Paul James of CAPS. It's predominantly a Forest of Dean group, and he runs sessions throughout the week. And I've got to say that it feels like a family. It really does feel like a family. I mean, there's 58 members, but everybody helps each other, and there's loads of collaborations. And if we can just do a fraction of what happens there, it would be absolutely amazing. Yeah.
And who's it for? Because it's not, surely can't just be for business owners. It can be for pretty much anyone that's employed, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Dan Hume from Hooray Recruitment. I've met him on various networking sessions, and he is amazing. I've had a couple of one-to-ones with him, and yeah, it's not just for business owners. And he's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. He's such an asset to their company. He really is, and I'm guaranteed that he goes back and he's just really helping their business by doing all the networking that he's doing.
Oh, sounds good. And Kelly, like, how, I know before off air we talked about with charity and being involved in the network, and how do you feel like networking has helped you as a as a charity?
Yeah, I got to be honest. I think from the beginning, when I started to network, I really sort of questioned whether there was sort of room for a charity in networking. But I think as time's gone on, I realised actually that, like you say, you don't have to be a business owner. You can work within a business. You can be a charity. It's just about making those connections, because I guess that's what life's about, isn't it? It's making those connections that can benefit everybody, you know. And I think, you know, you talk about mindset explosion. Well, I think you've got to get your mind set right to be able to network and actually see it for what it is, and don't think of it as a, you know, all eyes are on you, because it's not about that, you know. It's just about, and again, for us, it's raising awareness. For businesses, it's raising awareness of what they do. Because who wants to go, I mean, gone are the yellow pages, but who wants to Google somebody that can do a certain thing? You want to know where this business is and where they're at. You know, you trust people, don't you, to come and work, do whatever, you know, build or, you know, marketing, whatever. So you need to, so it's just all about making connections. And I think for a charity, it works well because, you know, we're looking to support. We need to use businesses as well. So it's sort of a win-win, really.
Yeah, and after the year we've had, it is going to be so important that we, like, doesn't matter what business we're in, that we all support each other one way or another. Because I've got this say, it's not my saying, but you know, it's a saying that I like, and it's the rising tide raises all ships. And it's going to be so important coming out of this, because unfortunately, you know, there's a lot of businesses that struggled. You know, mine has taken a massive hit this year. So I feel the way out of it, from my point of view, is if I can give something to someone else, then surely, and it's not in the sense I want something in return. I know that whatever you can call it, karma, whatever you want to call it, the knock-on effect, you know, and I've always been like that, I guess, but I feel that's the importance of networking, and whatever stage that you're at. And I haven't done much networking myself, I must admit, but like I said, in a way I have. So not in the term like networking about. I network with, you know, some of the courses that I get myself involved in, and masterminds. But it's the same thing at the end of the day, because like you said, you build connections, you build relationships, and I know some of the people I build those connections and relationships up with, I may not have a need for their business, but that connection, that relationship is so important, because like some of the time they're quite a few steps ahead of me, just as an entrepreneur or business owner, or just generally. So I know there's a lot I can learn from them, and likewise, I know there's, you know, there's a lot I can give back. And I feel what this year taught us is that we have got, you know, a human need is to connect. It is, you know, having that connection. So it's a great all rounder. But at the same time, I feel it's just a great way. It supports the, you know, our local economy, which has a knock-on effect to the national economy, and we're working with a local charity which is going to benefit all around. So it's a massive win-win. I think it's great because it's fresh. I mean, what would you say? Because this is actually a new networking event. So I think it's got a lot of advantages. Have you got some advice for maybe someone that is going to one for the first time, and it might feel like everyone knows each other, and they probably do, but how, Juliet, how did you, because Kate has just said CAP is awesome. So how, so it's awesome because you only said you're only on it since October, so it sounds like you've been really welcomed into that family.
Yeah.
So, which, you know, I feel you're going to be able to, you know, pass on when we get in, when this is going for you guys. So how did they welcome you in? Because I think that's quite important sometimes.
Yeah.
A stuck point is everyone know each other.
Yeah, it is. I think it's that we are going to be obviously wanting to help businesses, and there is going to be a very strong business element there. But it's also about the fact that there is going to be a human nature level with it as well. And like I said, you know, CAPS really, Paul James always encourages businesses to do one-to-ones. And that's something that I really want to take forward as well, because like I said, doing the one-to-ones, I've met so many different business owners and just got to know them as people. And then sometimes also, you know, it might be that on our event, they might not say, oh, I need, you know, I'm not very good at Facebook, like I'm terrible at Facebook, but I didn't really want to say that in the session. But then when I had sort of one-to-one with one of the business owners, I was like, I am horrendous at Facebook. And they were like, oh, I'll help you, don't worry about it, it's fine, you know. And it's that sort of connections that you get going. And so we want it to be business orientated, but also super friendly as well, that everybody just ends up as friends and just wants to help each other as business owners. And, you know, lots of businesses at the moment are probably going to be wanting to also, or are trying to, or take their business online. So everything's changing, you know, we're going really digital, super digital now. And if they're like myself, that doesn't really know much about Facebook or LinkedIn, you know, I had to literally start right from the beginning. And I'm still sort of clawing my way through it. But every one-to-one that I have, you know, people just give me loads of advice. So it's just great. It's just absolutely great. Love it. So yeah, so people just come along, and yeah, there's not going to be any sort of stigma or, you know, oh, you know, they don't know this or they don't know that. It's not about that at all. It's about literally trying to support them as much as possible, and everybody supporting each other. Yeah.
Just to add to that, I guess there's an element as well of tried and tested. You know, if there's something you've done and it's worked, why wouldn't you share that with others? You know, it's about collaboration, isn't it? You know, you know, I think years ago it's you kept your cards close to your chest and it was all about competition, whereas now it's actually, no, I wanted people to know that if you do this, that it helps. And, you know, so it's, yeah, very much the tried and tested, and say, have you tried this? Have you tried that? You know, and just putting it out there, isn't it?
I love what you just said there, Kelly, because like there's always, I don't even like using the word competitors anymore. No. And I would have hated to see any of local martial arts things gone under last year or in this year, or anyone really. I don't know. I have seen a lot of gyms and you know, people, you know, their lives have just changed really. So I think this is the benefit of networking, because it all sounds great. Oh yeah, you'd be the only, but it's not. That wouldn't be great at all. It wouldn't be great at all, because that's like, you now got a whole county to manage on your own, and it doesn't work like that. People need the choice. Someone's just put a real nice comment up here. Do you know Kate, Juliet?
Ah, yes, lovely Kate. Yeah, Kate has had a huge impact on my life. She just vice versa. So I met Kate through CAPS networking, and she's had a terrible situation, and basically myself and two other CAP members, Matt and Ian, we collaborated together to help her crowdfund for the fact, because she's lived in Spain for over 20 years, paying, visiting over here, got stuck here basically, and can't afford the rent here and her mortgage. And obviously it's slightly different in Spain with the banking system. So the whole of CAPS came together, and we've been supporting her. And it came to an emergency situation where she literally had, I think it was 5 days, and she was going to lose her house, and she had to raise 3,200, and it happened literally in 5 days. And that just shows, you know, the collaboration of networking. You know, so many different networking places have helped Kate, and it just went like wildfire. Absolutely amazing. So that's a really good example of how people will pull together. You know, if there is a business that's really struggling, you'll find that there are just people that just want to help. Everybody wants to help each other. So I think that's a really good example of, you know, she was going to lose a home. But it's the same with business owners. Lots of businesses, like you were saying, that are struggling. Can we help them take it into a different direction? Can we boost, you know, their publicity? Anything that we can do to help, we will try to help, basically.
No, I think that's so important, especially because I feel there's probably a lot of people on the other end of the spectrum have just started out in business. I know, you know, I'm talking about the negative, but actually on the positive, there's loads of just starting out. They're just starting up, you know, the people maybe got laid off. So it's like, now I can do the thing I've been wanting to do, but for whatever reason, I didn't do it. And this is the perfect time, because one thing I can only say, starting out in business, I knew what I knew, but I didn't know what I didn't know. So
Yeah.
you know, things like social media, oh my God, I had to really get my head around that. And then it changed the next day, and I got used to it, and then they changed the next day. Just all different things. I got no hair. I'm only 25. Come on. Like I'm bringing the bell along. But I wish. But I think I wish I knew then what I knew now. I wish I'd done. But hey, that bit's gone. Here we are now. Today with stuff. So, no, listen, it's been absolutely awesome having you on. I'm just gonna play because you've made a little intro video, so I thought I'd have a go at playing this in the stream. I've never done it before, so bear with me, people. But it's just a little bit more about the network event, and it starts Monday, the 22nd of March, 9:15 a.m. I think the web link. Click on the web link if you want to find out more, and obviously you've got a contact number there. Hey, just before we finish up, is there anything else you would like to add about this? I mean, thank you so much. You've shared some really good tips, and even I'm thinking about the thing about the network and from a different perspective than what I was before. And as I'm talking, I'm teaching myself as well. But is there anything else you wanted to add about, whether it be for the Heart Heroes, your journeys, or what's happening on Monday?
I would just say, come along, see what it's about. You know, you can't go wrong. The 2 first sessions are free. You know, just come and see what it's all about. Would Brilliant. You say the same, Juliet?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, anybody is welcome. Absolutely anybody. And just don't be worried about pitching or anything like that. It's literally just a short introduction, and you know, it's just going to be, we go with the flow and we adapt every week. And yeah, it's just about making some fantastic contacts and just helping local businesses. Yeah.
Brilliant. And that's whether you're in business, an employee, or even if you're just not sure where you want to be at the moment. I think great opportunity. So yeah, thank you so much, both of you coming on. I'm looking forward to Monday, so I will see you then. Thank you, everyone. Please, obviously you got the link, give it a click and give this video a share. Very important. Let's put some reach out for these lovely ladies. Thank you both so much.
Thank you, Matt. Thanks for having us.
Bye. Bye.